Magic Numbers, Forever Lost. I was taken unawares because I opened that thing, what is it?
The confectionery?
Well, we were sort of doing it ironically, like people getting shameless plugs by giving us stuff, but then I opened it, and it's brilliant.
It is brilliant.
It's all retro stuff. It's got a curly whirly, a fountain, sherbet fountain. I've just been eating a drumstick that I didn't quite finish in time.
It's got some of those little cola bottles. That's Hope and Greenwood and their confectionery, which are available now, the perfect summer gift, once you've got to go to a wedding or barbecue party.
We've got some rubbish to give away now, haven't we?
We have indeed, yeah. If only we hadn't opened that, we could have thrown that in the mix.
I know, no, it's too good to give away.
It's time for Rockbusters, the quiz that no one looks forward to, and we've got, as usual, the bunch of CDs, DVDs, I should say, which
just tell me we have got another copy of Ladder 49.
Ladder 49's right here. That's
Brilliant.
in the mix, yeah.
How many did they send you?
Joaquin Phoenix, John Travolta, Ladder 49, the movie that no one's seen.
Yeah.
I've never met anyone who's seen it.
But it's owned by every single XFM listener.
Exactly. Also in the mix, as I said before, we've got Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, which, if you haven't seen that on telly, I'd be very surprised. French and Saunders at the movie, the best of all the French and Saunders movie spoofs, which is, I think, on TV every single night.
Yeah. It's a very gay giveaway so far,
It's a
isn't
very
it?
good. Well, this
got
one,
Ladder 49, the people in uniform, you've got Queen of the Desert and French and Saunders,
Well,
the gays love them.
You know how much a fan I am of Chevy Chase. You know I love Chevy Chase.
Yeah.
Well, we've also got here National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation 2, which doesn't feature Chevy Chase. It was so bad, even Chevy wouldn't agree to be in it, so instead Randy Quaid, who plays Cousin Eddie, it's him.
Right.
And on the back I notice it says, special appearance by Eric Idle.
Brilliant.
I mean, let's be honest, if a film's got a special appearance by Eric Idle,
I know.
it's probably not classic, is all
Do you
I'm
reckon
saying.
they do, always walk on the... look on the bright side of life.
Anyway, that's just some of the DVDs which you can win, and obviously the real reason you should enter is because you go forward to this big prize draw, which is in our last show, where you can win some actual quality.
Yeah, a signed, Matt Groening drawing, and if you can see him drawing that on rickygervais.com, it is totally genuine. It's there, him actually drawing it in front of your very eyes. Also, us, made us, Flanimals, and a signed, poster by Nigel Tufnell. Christopher Guest.
Sure.
So proper good prizes.
Yep.
Just that this is the, I think it should be the last one to get into it. Maybe next week, the 4 that we've got get down to 2 maybe, and then we get them on the line in the last, what do you think?
Well, I'll be honest, I wish we'd thought it through. I don't know about you, but I wish we thought this
Chris
whole thing through.
Campling, if you've got any ideas to how this show could have run, see, we should have scripted this.
What we said, we just said the go in a draw, didn't we?
Did we? Yeah, we hadn't thought it through though.
Yeah, but we can't keep swapping and changing.
Well, we haven't done it yet. We can do what we want, yeah. You know how many BAFTAs we've won? We can do exactly what we want.
High five.
Well, listen. Right, let's get down to business then.
Right, so Rockbusters, let's explain briefly what this quiz is for those that have only just started listening to the show.
It's basically, Blockbusters.
Well, you say that, Rick, but it's not, is it? I mean, that Blockbusters made sense.
Yeah, well,
just
this is the thing, Carl thinks it's the cryptic clue going, right, a fella is walking along and oh look, there's the fish, what does that mean? Deep trout spinners.
Some of them are hard because they've dug them all out.
Some are hard because they don't make sense.
No, but they've dug them all out because they're going to put them all on the website for people to play along with, and they came to me for the answers, and some of them are pretty tricky. I couldn't answer them. So,
I love that.
Anyway,
the only man that can outwit himself.
Right then, so the first one then, here we go. Why don't you borrow some land off Mr. Boardman, or Mr. Laurel, or Mr. Fletcher? Alright? Why don't you borrow a little bit of land?
Oh, it's changed already.
Already changed.
Already changed.
Mr. Boardman.
Well, no, do it again and do it exactly the same each time. Do it again.
Why don't you borrow some land off Mr. Boardman, or Mr. Laurel, or Mr. Fletcher if you need a bit of it?
What's changing?
Okay, and what are the initials?
Right, LS.
LS.
LS, that's a band or an artist. Who am I talking about? Second one. I'm gonna,
sorry, he's got a sweet in his mouth.
I'm gonna annoy those seabirds over there. Right?
I'm gonna annoy those seabirds over there.
Well, just those seabirds, it doesn't matter where they are. I'm gonna annoy them seabirds.
I don't know what he's talking about anymore, Steve. Honestly.
B is the initial.
I love the fact that he was fascinated by the strangest village in Britain, but the stories he's told us about where he comes from, there's him going around with 2 fellas with big heads, webbed feet, a little pigeon-chested bloke, him on his grifter with Maggie pecking at him, his dad in the telephone box nicking groceries, and a horse in the house next door. I mean, how strange was his upbringing? Yeah. And him hanging from his satchel. Unbelievable.
There's
Feel
another
free.
woman who I remembered. Actually, I'll tell you later.
Go on,
Right.
what?
No,
What?
I'll
Another
tell you later about another woman who I remembered.
What is it? Give us a teaser.
It's just a woman who rode around on a three-wheeled bike with her husband in a basket. So I'll tell you right in right. And the final clue.
teasers like that on the other radio
That's a hell of a funeral service.
Right, listen. Right, the final clue. What the Scouse fella said to the robber who he found in his house next to his vineyard.
Oh, Jesus Christ. What?
Again?
Right, so what the Scouse fella said
Right, this is going to be a pronunciation thing.
to the robber he found in his house.
Oh, God,
which was
I've
next to
lost
his-
the will to live. I want to get in that woman's basket on the street. We'll just be driven round
And
the rest of my life.
the initials there, AW. AW. Who is it?
Alright. Well,
Email in and that.
should we have also on the text 83XFM? You can win Christmas,
one to get
National
the
Lampoon's
three.
Christmas Vacation 2 and Ladder 49.
Yeah, David Bowie. Watch That Man on XFM 104.9. Now, coming up, Steve, and listeners, I'm talking to them mainly. I'm not really, I'm talking to you and Carl, really.
Yeah.
But, coming up, an old feature, Knob News.
Oh, Knob News, the welcome return of Knob News.
Yeah, and, Monkey News is still there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just briefly, you don't think you really gave that, competition justice, did you, not handing out the email?
Let's just quickly whiz through the questions again.
Yeah.
John's texted in, by the way. He says, I never get any of the Rockbusters clues. Is this a good or a bad thing? Definitely a good thing.
Definitely a good
Definitely
thing.
a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All other people do.
Well,
First one. Why don't you borrow a bit of land off Mr. Boardman or Mr. Laurel or even Mr. Fletcher? Right. LS. Second one. I'm gonna annoy those seabirds. Right. B. And the last one. What the Scouse fella said to the robber he found in his house next to his vineyard. AW. If you know what they are, email in or text.
We need the answers quickly, Carl. to
Rockbusters, we're running
Rockbusters.
out of time. We've got Rockbusters and Monkey News to come in this fun-packed show.
Give us the clues, give us the answers.
Right, the first one was, why don't you borrow a little bit of land off Mr. Boardman or Mr. Laurel or Mr. Fletcher?
Go on then.
Right, what am I getting at there? The initials were LS,
Yeah.
right? Lease a Stan's field, right? Because you're borrowing it, that's leasing it. It's Stan Boardman, Stan Laurel, and it's a field and that, innit? Second one, I'm gonna annoy those seabirds. That was B. What you doing when you're annoying a bird? You're bugging it. What's a seabird? A gull. Buggles. Right? Bug gulls.
I don't know where to start, mate.
Right, don't worry about it.
I don't know where to start.
Third one.
If we had more time,
Don't worry.
I'd throw him out of a window. Right.
What the Scouse fella said to the robber he found in his house next to his vineyard.
Go on
That
then.
was AW.
Yeah.
That was A, me Winehouse. Right?
What?
A, me Winehouse.
What? Tell us about the woman. What's the text? Quick.
Or 83936 on the text. Ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk on the email and that.
Right, and that. Right, that one down.
Just make a note of that.
And that. Right, tell us about this woman.
Well, it was just because you were saying about the, our living.
We are broadcasting now, aren't we? This is actually going out. This is live. This isn't us sort of like.
Yeah,
sort
but
of-
you were just talking about how I lived in an odd village
Yeah.
with kids with big heads and all that, right? And what I wanted to do.
What is that again? There's two kids with big heads.
Yeah, they just had sort of big heads and webbed hands and that. They went to my school, and when I spoke to my dad the other day, because I'm going to see my mum and dad tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
So I said, have we got any school photographs with the big-headed kids in? And he said, no, nobody bought those sort of school photos because they were in it, so it was always a bit ruined. But I said, well,
No.
he said sales would, because he obviously talked to other dads and stuff like that, and he just said, oh, no one bought them. But anyway, so
I would love them.
Yeah.
That's why I'd buy them.
yeah, but I wouldn't stand out, would I? If
And
it's on
that's
the
saying
mantelpiece.
Well, yeah, well.
So, but anyway, so I was talking about,
When you say they had big heads, what do you mean? Do they look like someone from Doctor Who?
they were just quite big.
But they weren't related.
No.
So why did two blokes with big heads and webbed feet?
I lived in a weird area. There was a
there
a chemical plant close by.
I can't believe you've never told us that before. That explains a lot. Not just the freaks in your neighbourhood, but
No, there was loads of weird stuff going on. There was this, like I said, there was this woman who used to like live in one of the council flats, right? And she had a three-wheeled sort of big. What do you call it?
Son, three-wheeled son. He was the weirdest bloke we ever knew.
What do you call it? Like a big tricycle, but for an adult rather than one for a kid. It was a big one.
It wasn't a motorbike though. It was a
no. It was a push bike thing.
Yeah.
And she used to sort of ride down the road with a fella sat in the basket on the back with his like legs dangling over, and they'd be going to like the pub and what have you.
Was it a different fella each time or the same one?
Yeah, little sort of bald-headed fella.
So it was in collection for like organs and things. Bring out your ill. And then people just throw Grandad just in the back and go, right, we're getting £4 for Grandad.
But she's
He's got a lovely pair of testicles on him. They're very low, but they're
Bring out your dead or nearly dead.
She used to pick on her husband quite a lot. They'd be in the pub and what have you, and they'd be sat by themselves, but she'd always be sort of, you know, having a go at him, moaning at him, sort of pushing him about and that. So my dad and his mate, right, they went round to their house, knocked on the door, she answered, and he said he was a copper, right? He said, you know, Detective Pilkington, gonna come in and have a word.
So I'm just going to make a note of impersonating a police officer.
For the good, he went in and sort of said, now, I've heard,
superhero.
Yeah.
I've heard, you know, you picking on your husband a lot.
Yeah.
We'll be keeping an eye on you. Do it again, and there'll be trouble. And she backed off after that. She was
That's
all
good. And how was the husband? Was he still in the basket though? Was he allowed to ever sort of like ride up front with her? Or was he just always in the
No, she'd sort of stopped picking on him in public places and stuff.
That's good.
Just
You can't get done, can you, just for doing that?
I think impersonating a police officer.
Well, you probably did. There was no gain. I think you can't impersonate a police officer full stop, but I think they'd probably be lenient on him that he was, you know. But let's face it, he's not going to be caught because why would anyone know? But it's not like his son's going to say it on a radio station, is it? And stitch him right up.
Is this something you did generally? Kind of a little bit of like vigilante work?
Just whatever, him and his mate, just, you know, if they saw something going on, they go, what can we do? What little scam can we do, or whatever.
That's fantastic.
Out of all the people in the world to have a chat with, do you know, what's his face? That German doctor.
Which one? The guy that displays the human body?
Guns Traven or something.
Oh, right, yeah.
Well, I don't. Is he a proper doctor? Because it's just that it's always. I mean, I could cut a body up. I never see him sort of put it back together. Is anyone keeping an eye on him? Sort of going, well, who is he actually?
I'm sure he is a proper doctor.
I mean, he doesn't answer everything. Like he doesn't say. I don't understand why the intestines have to be that long. I don't know why it just can't go from the throat to the belly, exit straight dark line down, out the arse.
You must know.
Well, no, because the way he dragged it out and it was like miles long.
Yeah.
Pointless.
No, it's not pointless.
Just have a straight. Do you know what I mean? Straight.
What are you talking about? Again, the evolution sort of worked this out for us. It really works.
I don't think you're going to improve on it.
What I mean is that's probably that long because years ago they were eating dinosaur, and that might have took a lot of indigestion or something. I don't know how chewy it was. It might have been quite fatty, dinosaur meat, and it needs to go through all that. Now we're eating like yogurt. So I mean, we don't need anything that, you know, is doing that much work anymore. All the food is mashed up. Auntie Nora, right? All her food is mashed. Right? She doesn't have to chew anymore. She's got teeth, but she doesn't need them. And that's how.
She's got teeth, but she don't need them.
No, but that's how we're
she could
moving
have her
on.
intestines removed then.
Well, no, but this is
That
what
would
I'm
sort
saying.
our other problem, wouldn't it?
We're changing everything all the time, aren't we? I mean, there's some fella who was looking at it on the internet. Identical twins, right? They were sort of sick of looking like each other. So they were like, what can we do, right? And one of the twins said, you have my arm, right? And he had his arm taken off and stuck on his twin, so his twin's got like 3 arms.
No, it's not true.
It's on the website.
No, it's not true.
What, for a laugh? They were born
So
and they did that for a
No,
laugh.
but just like-
what doctor's doing this then?
Well, they're old enough to sort of say this is what we want, and
No. Doctors don't go, well, if he wants another arm and I'll take they don't, doctors don't do that. What sort of practice is this doctor going around and go,
Dr. Jekyll.
I mean, Carl, think of what you're saying.
but we've-
where would he have stopped? Can you put his head on my knee? It's up to you.
No,
Sign this. If you sign this, you can give my consent.
but we, you know, it isn't
What do you think these doctors are doing?
just to do as they're told.
They don't do as they're told.
They do if someone wants it, and twins sort of, it can get you down, can't it? Being a twin, because it's like,
Sorry, what would this solve, though? I thought you said he gave one of them a bigger nose or a beard or 2 front teeth to make him look different, right? Not... I'll tell you what we could do. Go on. Would you like one arm? Go on, what are you thinking? Well, me 3, you 1, therefore not twins.
Novelty.
I mean, you are a mental man.
but they can do it now, can't they? There's no sort of, there's no line drawn anymore. They don't go, you're crazy, we're not going to do that.
Yeah, in Saw 2, not in the real world.
No,
they
but-
don't do things like
All right,
this.
there's another bloke, right? I don't know the sort of full ins and outs of it,
Go on, you surprise me.
but what he asked for, something happened to his tackle, right?
It's penis.
Yeah, right. So he was at the doctor's, and they were like, "Oh, what can you do for me? It's a bit embarrassing. I've got nothing down there." Right. So they were like looking at it, going, "Yeah." Doctor, I don't know if he started like rubbing his chin with his finger or something. Looked down. He's thinking, got an idea. You know, you've got a lot of fingers. How many of them do you use? The patient's like, yeah, I see what you're thinking. They cut off one of his fingers, sewn that on to where his tackle is. He's happy.
Well, that's different, though, isn't it?
Well,
That's where they've
really
taken
different.
tissue. No, but I assume they fashioned it into more of a knob than a finger.
If you were doing that, use a sausage. I mean, why lose a finger for...
Well, I'll tell you why. Because your finger has your tissue, your blood type, and therefore would graft near your testicles. A sausage is a thing that's made by a butcher out of offal, okay, that really can't be grafted onto any part of the human
Yeah, but-
body. That's why they very rarely use any meat products
Yeah, but
in surgery. I know, yeah. Well, I mean, why not use a sausage? You're a mental case.
I always remember this story when I was a kid about some bloke. He had throat cancer, right? And his doctor said, carry on with your life, right? It's not going to be that good, but just carry on. But don't eat meat. And he was like, oh, I love meat. He's like, yeah, but just don't, you know, have your veg, keep yourself strong, but don't be eating that. Anyway, he was fed up because he loved his meat, and his wife was feeling a bit sorry for him one day. And thought, you know, I'm sick of him looking fed up and that. All he wants is some meat, for God's sake. Give him some meat. So she goes to the butcher's, gets him a big piece of, like, steak and what have you. He can't believe it. He's like, oh, brilliant, cheers for that. Anyway, he's got the meat on his plate, just about to tuck in, and the cancer comes out from his throat.
What?
No, it's something, I know, it sounds really weird, but it's something that I was told about years ago when I was growing up.
What are you talking about?
It was just some bad illness, some cancer thing, and it sort of, it was coming out waiting for the meat. It was sort of dying.
Again, a lot of your medical knowledge is from
The film Alien.
So this guy with throat cancer, okay, as opposed to it being a disease of the cell.
It was like a living.
The Alien. It was Alien.
So it was the animal. It was the little animal cancer.
That's why
What
he
are you
wasn't allowed to
talking
eat
about?
meat. He wasn't allowed to eat meat.
So it's
'cause of-
sitting there. So it's actually sitting there in the throat. Why? I'll tell you what I'd have done if I'd have had some cancer in my throat. I'd go, there you go, rid of that. What are you talking about? So what happened?
He choked to death on this thing, and the wife was like, "Oh, I shouldn't have given him the meat after all." Just
That's
listen
a
to your-
bollock
listen to
story.
your it's all. There's loads of weird stuff like that
There
that
is.
happens in medical stuff.
Well, the terrible thing is, if you got testicular cancer and you eat meat, your bollocks come out of your trousers and they're all over the plate,
Yeah.
and you have to be asked to leave the restaurant. Okay, then listen. Right, I've found some things that I think will interest you, and I want your first thoughts on these. Okay, now these are facts that I've sourced. Okay.
What's the actual topic?
Well, you love animals, don't you? You're interested in animal
Some
facts.
of them. I don't love them. Some of them fascinate me and stuff, but a lot of them also get on my nerves.
I don't know how an animal can get on your nerves.
They just do.
Okay, then here you go.
Right.
There's a frog, Carl. Just a little frog, a poison arrow frog, that contains enough poison to kill over 1,000 human beings.
Why is it that annoyed?
It's not annoyed.
Well, why is it going about killing 1,000 people?
No, it has the potential to. It has enough poison, it has enough toxin in it that could kill 1,000 human beings.
But does it need that? Whereabouts is this? Where's it living?
Rainforest, I think.
And does it need that sort of power? Is it in that much? Is it getting threatened a lot? Is what I mean.
Well, no, because it's saying, don't come near me, and it shows it with its colours. It's got the colours that say it doesn't want to be eaten. It doesn't want people to chew a bit, right, and go, oh, I'm an idiot. It's saying, look at my colours, don't eat me. You don't want to come near me.
But then why give it bright colours? Because now it's standing out.
Yeah, and it's going, don't eat me.
Yeah, but make it a colour that fits in, like camouflage. Why make it orange? Of course it's going to stand out, and then they'll attack it, and then it'll turn around and bite and kill 1,000 men or whatever.
No, it doesn't bite. It's the fact that if you were to eat it, you would die.
Yeah, but who's going to eat it?
Well, things that eat frogs.
The French.
And they go, Sacre bleu! You have killed me and 999 of my friends.
But why is everything, like, surviving like this, though? I thought it was all about survival of the fittest, not the one who looks the hardest.
Well, but survival of the fittest is whether you're chosen or not by nature.
No, but I'd survive if I could go about killing 1,000 men at one bite. It's not fair.
It doesn't bite. It's
well, whatever. If it licks you or whatever. But
no,
it
not if it licks you. If you lick it.
Well, I'm not going to lick it. It's not going to happen. I will not be licking a frog. So it's of no danger to me. So I could still kill it, and there's no chance. At no point am I going to lick a little frog's head. Not when it's alive or when it's dead.
I love the fact it's all about you. It's all about how it relates to you.
And he's annoyed that they're getting away with something. He doesn't like any sly animals. He doesn't like animals hiding. Then he wants them to hide. He doesn't want animals killing things. Then he wants them to kill things. He doesn't know what he wants.
When they say survival of the fittest, they don't mean that, say, lions have been working out in a gym.
It means the fittest gene pool, and the fittest gene pool is a gene pool that's still around. That's all it is.
You think that everything, slugs, cats, are all somehow, their ambition is to be like us, or to have the attributes like us, that they can speak, they can talk, they can think, they can act.
I only think that because when you see people with these pets, lizards, cats, whatever, they treat them like the humans. So I think if you do that enough times, they're going to start getting familiar with certain...
Planet of the Apes.
No,
he's
I'm
thinking
talking,
of Planet of the Apes.
Say like you with your cat, the way you talk to it, you give it a little cheeky massage and that when it's stressed out.
No, you made that up, that it was stressed out. I'm just playing with my cat, right? If anything, the cat is to de-stress me. Wallace Chambers, Kings of Leon on XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais, with me Steve Merchant, Karl Pilkington, and England are world champions again then, so...
Oh, it's brilliant.
It was amazing, wasn't it? See, I'm not a rugby man at all. I never watched rugby. I think the last time, was when we won about 12 years ago, whenever it was. And I got into it last week because I realised we were doing so well. I'll watch England win anything.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I don't care what... In fact, I wasn't into war when I was little until I realised we were so bloody good at it.
We are really good at it.
It is, you know, it's brilliant. But, yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, it was great.
Right, that's the rugby thing over. What next? That's it. That's all I've got. That's all I had today.
It does steam me. Sometimes I watch it, and it does remind me of when I play rugby, because one of them will boot it down the field, and then someone will catch it and boot it straight back again.
Yeah.
Which is essentially how we play rugby.
I was made to play rugby. We had to play rugby, and I don't think I'd get rid of the ball so quickly.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever got tackled or fell over.
Yeah.
I think I touched the ball about 20 times in the 2 years it was compulsory.
Yeah.
I was terrified.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the same as cricket. I can't, I'm a terrible batsman. I'm alright at bowling, but it seemed like the pastime for people I went to school was to injure you.
Yes.
It was funny to see someone poleaxe. It was funny to see someone get a cricket ball in the head.
Absolutely, yeah.
You know.
I never relaxed into rugby, because the first day I was going to play it, my mum, I swear to God, my mother said, you're playing rugby today, you got the kit and everything. Enjoy it, be careful. There was a kid at my school who who broke his neck. And yeah, thanks very much for that.
See you later.
So we just went to school absolutely
one thing, broken neck, is that or did you get better in a couple of days? Oh,
no, you can find a wheelchair.
No. Enjoy the game though.
Yeah, no, it was. It was absolutely I was just petrified from that day.
See, at least American football, you know,
Got the
helmets.
padding, the helmets.
Yeah, but anyway, well, no injuries, thank God.
Thank goodness.
So,
Well, I tried to play rugby, but it's awkward when you've got glasses. I don't know, there's something about
you didn't really play with glasses on.
Yeah, cool. I couldn't see anything, could I? Couldn't see anything. How else was I going to play?
Oh my God! And
So you're bound to be cautious, because inevitably you're a bit more cautious when you've got glass
you were
next
the
to your
tallest
face.
person on the pitch as well.
Yeah.
I mean, you were when you were about 14, you were probably 6 foot already, weren't you?
Yeah.
And everyone else was what, 5'2"?
Yeah.
So you were
Towering above them.
and with glasses on.
Just with the glasses on.
And you've got pretty cool glasses now.
Thanks very
You've
much.
had a bit of a makeover.
Makeover.
It's like Trinity and Suzanne said,
Yeah.
first thing to go, the glasses.
Sure, sort them out, yeah.
Yeah. And presumably you used to have those National Health sort of bottle.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Is it true? You've never been able to mosh at
I
a
tried to
concert?
mosh. Because
this
I've
guy-
always watched people stage dive in, moshing at concerts. I've always thought that looks like brilliant. You know, when they ride above
Like a
everyone's
wave, like
heads.
they're surfing
On
across
someone's
yeah,
hands and stuff.
amazing.
Everyone's like, yeah. And I've always wanted to do that because I'm a big rock music fan. And the only time I did mosh was at Rage Against the Machine. I've heard the mosh at Rage Against the Machine.
I love the idea of a band called Rage Against the Machine
Yeah.
aimed at a man with glasses who
Yeah.
won't mosh.
Well, it was at the Reading Festival, and I think the lead singer, I forget his name, he went, can I just remind everyone that racism and fascism are on the rise in Europe again. Let's not let it happen.
What did you do?
And we all cheered, obviously. I mean, if there's one thing that guarantees a cheer
Yeah.
at Reading Festival, it's down with fascism.
And what did they do about it after the concert?
Pretty much went back and...
went home and had a cup of tea?
Probably, I don't know what they got up to.
They didn't go to Europe then and try
don't
and stop.
don't think they got involved politically in Europe. I think they just continued to rage.
Against the Machine?
Yeah,
Maybe.
but largely in America, I think.
Sure,
But
sure.
I tried to mosh, and I got moshing, and glasses flew off. And I remember, because we were playing away, you know, you do what you tell me, And I was just going, careful! I've dropped my glasses! Can we be careful?
Loads of kids in hooded tops.
Yeah, exactly.
Just going mental.
Yeah, and they're all jumping up, so I was like, can we just calm down for a second?
Let's
until I
not be
got them?"
silly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was absurd, and I had to kind of, scrabble around on the floor, and thankfully they were okay, and they didn't get broken.
So what couldn't you do then?
What do you mean, what couldn't I do?
What, at school? Can you not see without glasses?
No.
I mean, it's like that you couldn't do anything.
It's a blur.
Really?
It's a blur, definitely.
God.
Yeah, it's like being kind of punch drunk or whatever. So yeah, you can't play sports when when you've got glasses.
But why not contact lenses? Because they're not strong enough.
No, they seemed a bit fiddly.
Oh, brilliant. Bit of Lou Reed?
Is that what you want?
Yeah, Satellite of Love. Classic. A retro cut. Lou Reed, with a little help from David Bowie there in the background. Satellite of Love on XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais, with me Stephen Merchant and Karl Pilkington. Now, Steve, you know how Karl won't do anything outside his jurisdiction. He moans about stuff.
Whinges
He's got
constantly.
one job. We're doing about 5 things in the
Always
week.
plate spinning.
We just turn up and he's always available. He moans about it. He goes, "Oh, lucky you caught me," right? He's chatting. He just He's one of those people that whinges enough and people think he's overworked, so he got Mondays off, right? He's just a whinger.
Yeah.
I haven't
He
got
won't-
Mondays off though, have I?
Yeah, well, anyway, 2 hours on a Saturday. This is what the phone message he left me Wednesday on my mobile. But I just is chatting about certain things that are going on at the moment. What he does need to know. Duncan, who mentions, is my agent, and you'll understand a few other things. But this is the sort of message I get from Karl, right? Window.
Old messages.
Alright. 12:10, Wednesday. Just getting loads of people calling me all the time about shit. Yesterday, DVD's signing for BBC London. I don't work there, but I've been dragged into that. I've got a woman on, leaving a message from Talk PR, going on about, do you want to go and see Pop Idol again? Right? Just saying, you and some listeners can go. So I'm sure you'll love that. I've got Jim Benner wanting you to introduce the tin buckets at the Astoria. So can you just let Duncan know that I'm doing his job whilst he's sat on his arse with his thumb firmly up his arse? Can you let him know that I'm running around like a here sorting shit out for you? Alright, see you later.
Message
So,
left.
Do you know what I mean?
I know, but that's the kind of phone message he's leaving.
But
Do you remember who he was before you?
But is
started
it
working
even
with him?
annoyed that he gets a phone call? I remember he got a phone call for you to do a voiceover and didn't pass it on. You missed a voiceover. That was thousands of pounds.
No, I did
'Cause it-
pass it on though, I told you.
You
I said a
you
woman...
said someone had phoned.
Yeah.
That's not good enough.
But who's that?
Well, she didn't say, and I didn't ask, but...
Of course
it's not my
she
job to do.
said.
She didn't say.
Rubbish.
So you didn't take the number down? She went, oh, can you tell Steve to call me? And you went, yeah.
Yeah, well, I just thought you'd know her already. I should have known, it was a woman, so... I should have known.
He's having a go, you see?
Unbelievable. I don't know how it's come back on me. You're the one who was picking on it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm saying. I'm defending. Why is he having a go at
But
you?
he never
Because
picks on Ricky because he knows you are his bread and butter. Seriously, you know what I mean? The only reason he's got Mondays off is because you're still doing this show.
yeah.
That's why he's scared of you. That's why he's like, he has a go at you on the phone, but he always picks on me because he knows, you know, I'm a pushover, I'm a nice guy. He's scared of you. I can't believe, I don't know how it works.
Is that true?
Steve, I'm always sorting you out, I look after you.
I'm
Sort you
not
out with
saying you
tickets,
don't,
I
but
sort
I'm
you
not saying you don't, but I
lager
haven't got
out.
you today. Why are you
What,
picking on me?
what do you mean you're sorting about tickets and lager? What's this?
Right, whenever you want tickets.
Yeah, sorry,
I don't want to use this as, like, moaning time and that, because I don't like to moan, I'm busy and that, right? I've sorted you out tickets for gigs,
Yeah.
right?
What somebody doesn't even turn up to.
Yeah, we won't even go on about that,
Yeah.
right? Lager,
He was sorting about the Cure, he complained it was boring.
yeah. There was that big drum of lager that you had, and you said, oh, put that in your room for me,
Yeah.
because I don't want to carry it home, right?
Lazy.
So I said, alright, then I'll put it in my room. It goes missing, it gets nicked. Then you have a go at me because it got nicked.
Yeah.
I get you another one, you make me carry it around town for you for half an hour, then you say, oh, I can't be bothered taking it home, can you take it back to work for me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, interestingly, this is like a year ago, so it's obviously, it's still pressing on you.
Oh,
is it?
hang on, and I forgot the one when we had an argument over 50p.
Yeah,
went
you
out
didn't
for a
want to
coffee.
give me 50p back that you owed me.
That was the same day you'd given him about 40 quid worth of lager.
But, see, this is my problem, this was my point at the time. It's not the 50p in terms of money is not what's important. The fact that you think you don't have to give me money back because it's only 50p, that was the point at stake. It's me who makes a decision, oh, don't worry about the 50p, not you, it's only 50p, I'm not going to give it to you. You know what I mean? There's got to be rules, otherwise it's chaos, Carl. Come on, mate. Alright?
I don't want to fall out about
No,
it.
that's not alright. Should we kiss and make up? Do you want that? Do you
No,
want to
it's
do that?
alright.
Yeah. Well, should we play a little record and come back to this? Because
I can't believe it started with you slacking him off, Rick, and I've ended up
I know.
as the monster.
I know.
Bit of R.E.M.
Yeah. R.E.M. and Animal. Animal. Sing animals would be R.E.M. and their animals.
What are you talking about?
Well, no, I'm just thinking. I wonder if there's another video for animals and the animal
What?
on a DVD, an animals DVD. Huh?
What are you
No, I'm
talking
just
about?
saying. I'm just it's R.E.M. there. It's just a good link. R.E.M. animals on a DVD would be. I've got an animals DVD out. My
got an Animals
yeah, my
DVD
DVD, my live stand-up's out. Buy it. HMV and
I don't think
Virgin.
you should-
Well,
I
no,
don't
I'm
think
just
you should
saying.
plug
Animals,
your-
no, it's
I don't
funny.
think you should
'cause
plug
no,
your stand-up
no, I'm
on
not
the show.
plugging it. It came up in the animals from R.E.M. came
I don't
up.
think you should plug your DVD.
Well, buy it now. It's a really good stand-up DVD. It's
If
out,
you're going to
but-
buy anything, I think I ought to balance this out really. If you're going to buy a DVD, you should probably buy the Office series too, because I get money for
That's
that.
been on telly. Animals. See, Animals hasn't been on telly. The Office has been on telly. It's involved with it.
But I don't get any money for
no,
the
I know.
Animals
That's
DVD.
what I mean. I get
wasn't
everything
involved.
from Animals, whereas I've got to share The Office royalties with you and some of the other actors. Whereas I get the lion's share. Lion's an animal. The lion's share of Animals. It's all mine. You see. So. By,
The truth of it is that it's not. I mean, it's your stand-up, and it's not great. It's a bit
No, but
weak.
nor's my
A
acting.
lot of the observations
Nor's my
are quite
acting or
poor.
writing. No.
You're a great actor.
I'm rubbish in The Office. One trick pony.
Well, I
I just
agree with
touch my
that,
tie and I look at the camera, bored with that.
Yeah.
Animals, whole new side.
Yeah. But frankly, you've been
15 quid.
doing so much publicity on TV that, you know, if people have seen it all, they'll have probably seen all the best clips.
No, yeah,
And I
The
mean, there's only a
Office.
couple of decent
It's
gags.
only really the dance, and you can get that on a JPEG. So I
Some other
wouldn't-
great stuff
Don't
in
buy
there.
The Office.
There's some other great stuff in there.
No, Phoenix Nights is better than The Office. So buy Phoenix Nights, don't buy The Office. Okay?
Well,
right, let's get on with it. That's
yeah.
that. Right, what else is
You've
happening?
probably heard most of the stand-up observations on this show, so...
Right, what have you got for us? Available in Action B. Go on.
Oh, well. I'm annoyed. Office.